I know a lot of people are going to be like, why are you in that jacuzzi? I am so stressed out. I need to somehow relax. Look, I took the kids to school. I set them up for the day with food, everything. You know, I was just on the phone with all the doctors at my wife's hospital, going over everything that's happening to her. And I tried to speak to my wife, but the speech therapist came in. So, obviously she had to go. And I decided, yes, I'm going to go visit my wife. But I decided I'm going to come in the jacuzzi to calm down, if that's okay with everybody. Because I know all the haters are going to be like, how could you do that? Do you love your wife more than life itself? But we have a very difficult situation. It's crazy. I've never witnessed anything like this in my life. See, the problem stemmed from the cancer in my wife's brain. Because of the large amounts of cancer in the brain, in her brain, she was having a difficult time chewing and swallowing. Now, granted, I was giving her very soft food. I was giving her very soft food, like chicken and rice soup, for instance. But it's possible, and I didn't realize how serious it was at the time, like in terms of her, I was assuming she was swallowing the food. I mean, she had no food in her mouth or anything, like it looked to me like she was swallowing it, but apparently not. I think maybe some kind of food accidentally fell into, the tube, that's the airway tube, and that goes directly to the lungs. So that food, whatever it is, chicken or rice, whatever it is, whatever soup she was eating, traveled to her lungs. And now apparently bacteria formed on that food because it's not supposed to be there, which led to the pneumonia. Now, it's such a crazy situation because her pneumonia is really, really bad. In some cases, a lot of people, even the doctors, feel that this pneumonia that she has is even more serious than anything she's ever dealt with cancer, because the amount of fluids and mucus, the poor girl can't even drink anything. I think it's been now 2 or 3 days with no food. They got to give her something, obviously through intravenous. I know they gave her her nutrients, the IV, to prevent dehydration, but they're gonna have to give her some kind of food, like not through her, like intravenous, not through her chewing or swallowing. So the problem is this, okay? The problem is that if she doesn't recover from this pneumonia, then they're going to ask to put her on like a ventilator. Now, this was not what my wife wanted. I mean, if it was for a temporary thing, if it was for a temporary, like a couple of days to help her breathe, that's different. But like what the doctors were saying is once they kind of put you on that ventilator, I think it becomes so easy, to breathe that you start becoming dependent on the ventilator, and then you can't get off. It's kind of one of those situations where you don't want to start something, you understand, because then it might be the finished game, So we're not there yet, but we're not too far away. It's freaking crazy. And this whole thing is so nuts. It's a mind-boggling nightmare on Elm Street. So let's say on the best case scenario, she actually recovers by some miracle from this pneumonia. It goes back into all the things she doesn't want to do. It's like, look, they told us this already. They want to do very, very aggressive treatments, which is probably whole brain radiation, and now possibly even more, treatments to the brain, which might include chemotherapy, a combination of chemotherapy and radiation, and potentially surgery again. So a possibility of all those three things. But the whole brain radiation is the thing. She just didn't want to do it. She was against it. She's like, look, doctors say it. This leads to memory loss and tremendous cognitive loss. But it's like the way she is right now. She can't drink. She can't eat. So you kind of say to yourself, which is the worst of the two ladders? So everyone agrees that they need to just focus on the pneumonia, such a hard word, pneumonia. right now. Like the brain, like there's no reason to rock the boat with the brain right now. Focus on the pneumonia. But at some point, that's going to have to be something we have to talk about and decide. And it's a terrible decision because she doesn't want to do whole brain radiation. So, and even if she did whole brain radiation, it's like, what's the goal here? You know, to keep her alive where she could be potentially a vegetable, like not know anything, not know who I am, not know who our kids are. Like, what's the goal? Like, what are we trying to accomplish here? And that's not what she wanted. Jennifer did not want that. And I don't even think that that's a possibility. I mean, we're in a situation where the pneumonia is so bad, okay? Like they're not even, that's why everybody's putting the brain off. You want to laugh? I know like the brain might sound to you like all her trouble. She's cancer all over her brain. And in the problem is she also has it in her spinal cord, which constantly brings cancer back to the brain. So that's why they would also have to do these like spinal taps, like injecting chemotherapy into the spinal cord. They would have to do all this shit. It's freaking crazy, right? Oh my God. But they're not even concerned with all that right now. They're concerned with the pneumonia because that's how bad it is. It's building up so much fluid. They're optioning eventually putting her on a ventilator. It's like who could even think that far ahead, right? With the brain, who could, with all the stuff going on with the spinal cord and the brain and the cancer and all this, when you have this problem going on with the pneumonia. So at this point, it's just a day-by-day process to see if she recovers a little bit from the pneumonia, but it's really not looking so great. Like the doctors are telling me in little to no words that just every single scenario looks terrible. Just keep her in your prayers, and I don't care what the haters say. I'm doing a gift of music for my wife. It's a gift of music where you are going to get a gift of music too, if you want to. Only if you want to. It's called a gift of music for your good heart and your good deed. Okay, my Cash App is my piano bar, piano jar. Okay, you know when you tip the piano player a couple of bucks, nothing crazy, okay? So your tip, a couple of bucks, I'm going to write you the thank you song. It's my own composition. It's gonna have a jazz feel to it, a blues feel if you like that type of music. It's gonna have, really colorful chords and a great melody, and it's gonna be a beautiful tribute to my wife, and it's going to, make your good deed immortal. It'll be forever. I'm gonna upload that video for you in your honor and my wife's honor, because it is your honor too, because you're doing a good deed for a beautiful woman. I mean, she's suffering. She's suffering, and yes, we do appreciate your prayers. Believe me, we do. Okay, because a lot of people say that, can I just pray? Yes, and if that's what you choose to do, that's fine. You can just pray. It's okay. But if you wanted to do a little more and actually, we're not talking a lot of money here to help her out, for whatever she may want in her final challenges of life here. It could be the final stages. It seems that way, right? For whatever they're saying to me, it doesn't seem like this is a good situation, which I don't want to admit to that. Girl can't even talk. She's got so much phlegm and mucus. She can't even put two words together. She can't drink anything. She can't eat. It's crazy. Want to consider put her on a ventilator soon. It seems like it's the final stages of her beautiful, beautiful life of being the greatest wife, the greatest mother in the whole world. We were so blessed, all of us, by family, to have her in our life. And that's why I'm trying to take the gift of music by my piano, skills and my songwriting skills. And I'm trying to write as many thank you songs as possible. You could be my partner. You could be my partner in this quest of bringing as many thank you songs to my wife. It's a sign of love and support, with a small entertainment tip on my Cash App, which is the $ RichardLevoi, RichardLevoi. V as in Victor, OI. All of this information is in the description of this video. Once again, my Cash App, $RichardLevoi, RichardL as in Larry, E as in Edward, V as in Victor, OI. There was no underscore, no space in between my first and last name. $RichardLevoi. Very small entertainment tip on my Cash App. I'm going to make a video on YouTube and write the thank you song in your honor and my wife's honor. In other words, this is a partnership. Your good heart and your good deed will become immortal for what you did for my wife, if you want to. If not, keep her in your prayers. Yes. God bless.